Good afternoon, friends. I'm Professor Vidyadhar Sagar, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Tulsiramji Gaikwad Patel College of Engineering. Today we are going to see the lecture number 2, Engineering Metallurgy. So let's start the lecture. In previous lecture we have seen the polymers subclassification and the polymers properties. Now today we are going to start with the synthetic polymer subclassification in following categories. Basically, synthetic polymer, or we call it as a inorganic polymer, subclassified into three main categories. First is thermoplast, second is thermosetting polymer, and the third one is elastomer, or that we call it as rubbers. Right? Then thermoplast is a recyclable polymer, and thermosetting polymer is a non-recyclable polymer. So thermoplast properties are as follows. First, it is a reversible polymer, that means it can be recyclable. Then it is less strong, having a low temperature resistance. These are some main properties of thermosetting polymers. Now let's see the subclassification of thermoplast polymer. ABS, acrylonitrile butadiene styrene, is a basic type of thermoplast polymer which is used in various areas like manufacturing, cabinets, electronics cabinet, TV cabinets, mobile cabinets, right? And this type of polymers can be recycled at any instance of time. Then second is acrylic. It is a very transparent type of polymer which is used as an alternative for the glass in industry and in our day-to-day life also. Then fluorocarbons, that we call it as a carbon fiber. That fluorocarbon is having a wide application in automobile and aerospace industry. Then nylon, we all know about the nylon having a good tensile strength. That's why nylon is used for manufacturing ropes, wires and cables, and as well as nylon also used for manufacturing the aprons. Then polycarbonate is also another type of, or toughest type of metal which can be a tendency to absorb a high temperature. That's why the polycarbonate is used for manufacturing safety helmets. It having a high impact resistance. Then it is used for manufacturing the safety goggles and the various type of gasket and so on. Then polyethylene is one of the important thermoplast polymer. It is used for manufacturing aprons, polythene sheets, etc. etc. Then polypropylene is also important thermoplast polymer which having a application in manufacturing of the various electronics and electrical appliances. Then polystyrene is used for the clothing industry for manufacturing cloths, threads, strings. Then vinyl is having a specific application like in electronics and electrical industry. Then polyester, we all know that the polyester is also having a wide application in clothing and apron areas. So these all are the subclassification of the thermoplast. Then let's see the classification of thermosetting polymers. So first of all we need to see what is the basic properties of thermosetting polymer. As we have seen previously that thermoplast is a reversible polymer, but the thermosetting polymer is a non-reversible polymer, and it having its first property is a non-reversible polymer. It having high temperature resistance. It is a stronger and harder polymer as compared to the thermoplast polymer. That's why it having a wide popularity and application in industry. Now let's see the subclassification of thermosetting polymer. So thermosetting polymers having three main categories: epoxies, phenolics and silicon. So the basic application of thermosetting polymer basically in electrical, electronics industries, automobile industries, aerospace industries for the different engine parts manufacturing, the electronic appliances like cabinets, switches, MCBs, cabinets. That kind of application is for the thermosetting polymers. So epoxy is specifically uh, high temperature absorbing thermosetting polymer which can be sustain a very high temperature, and it is popularly used for manufacturing electronic switches, regulators, electronics cabinets, boxes. Then phenolics is used for the piping solutions. It is used for manufacturing the pipes which can be used for transporting the hot fluids from one location to another location, like gases and liquids also, right? Then silicon is also one of the useful material for the electrical and electronics appliance. Then next subclassification of the polymer is elastomer. That elastomer also we call it as rubber. Elastomer having two basically main categories. First is natural rubber, and second is a synthetic rubber. So the elastomer having basically two main categories: the natural elastomer and the synthetic elastomer. So natural elastomer also we call it as in scientifically natural polyisoprene, and the synthetic elastomers having basically three main categories that will we see in next topic. So first of all we need to be see what is the basic properties of elastomer. We all know that the elastomer is, we call it as a rubbers. So it having a good tensile strength. Obviously the rubber we have seen in our day-to-day life that the rubber can stretch up at its the fullest length. That we call it as a tensile strength. When we apply the forces in opposite direction away from each other, that material can sustain that kind of opposite forces away from each other, is called a tensile strength of that material. Now second is it having a good compressive strength. That means the forces acting opposite to each other but towards each other. Getting me or not? So that is a compressive strength. That also in elastomer, that important property of elastomer is that the elastomer makes popular in industry for the various applications, right? It having a good resistance to heat and electricity. It having good resistance to acidic and corrosive environment. That's why the elastomer is used in various industrial applications like seats, gasket, ceilings, right? So what is the subclassification of elastomer? Subclassification of elastomer basically in four main categories. First is a natural elastomer. That natural elastomer we call it as a natural polyisoprene. Second is styrene butadiene copolymer. It is a synthetic elastomer. Third is acrylonitrile butadiene copolymer, and fourth is chloroprene. So what is the basically application of natural polyisoprene, which is basic application in tire manufacturing, tubes manufacturing, then the various hoses, pipes manufacturing, seals, gasket manufacturing, having application in the industrial areas. So natural polyisoprene having a temperature absorbing capacity is around near about 60 degrees centigrade to 100 degrees centigrade temperature. Now the styrene butadiene copolymer basically designed for industrial application, and it is used for manufacturing seals, gaskets, O-rings, and that can be sustained the high temperature from 80 degrees centigrade to 200 degrees centigrade. Then acrylonitrile butadiene copolymer, that polymer can sustain the huge temperature from 90 degrees centigrade temperature to 220 degrees centigrade temperature. So acrylonitrile butadiene copolymer also having the application manufacturing of high temperature hoses, pipes and fittings. Then chloroprene is having a low temperature absorbing capacity, but it having a wide application in manufacturing of the soles, gaskets, ceilings, etc., etc. So that's all about the classification of material science that we have seen. The classification of material science, in which we have seen the classification of metal and alloys, ceramics and glasses, and polymers till date. Now let's see what is the difference between metals and non-metals. So the metals and non-metals being classified or differentiated into on the basis of two main properties. First is physical properties and second is the chemical properties. So metals are, so let's see the physical properties of metal and non-metals. So metals having a good conductor of heat, we all know about it, but non-metals are bad conductor of heat. Metals have a good conductor of electricity, non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. Metals having magnetic properties, non-metals do not having magnetic properties. Metals having sonorous properties, non-metals do not have sonorous properties. Metals having white luster, non-metals do not having white luster. Then the chemical properties. So chemical properties of metal, in which the metals having a odd number of electron at its valency, non-metals having even number of electrons at valency. Metals are good oxidizing agent, non-metals are good reducing agents. Metals are highly reactive in nature, non-metals are inert in nature. Metals forms oxide acidic in nature, non-metals form oxides basic in nature. So this is the chemical difference, chemical property difference between metals and non-metals. So let's see, the next topic is mechanical properties of metal. Mechanical properties of metal like strength, toughness, brittleness, elasticity, plasticity, ductility, malleability, resilience, creep, machinability, fatigue, stiffness and hardness. So all these properties of metals are basically having a wide importance. So let's see one by one. First is the strength. The strength which comes from the within of metal. The metal who resists the external forces for the deformation forces, that we call as a strength. And the toughness is the property which resists the forces for the impact. Then brittleness is the property which causes the metal get shattered and fall from a particular height into number of pieces. Elasticity, the property at which metal having when we acting the force on metal, the metal get deformed, but when we remove the force, the metal get regain its original shape and size, that we call it as a elasticity. And plasticity, when we apply the force, metal get deformed permanently. Ductility, the metal can be drawn into thin long wire. Malleability, the metal can be drawn into thin sheet. Resilience, which the metal property which resist the impact force as well as the continuous hammering or impact force. Then creep, the metal can resist the high temperature. Machinability, metal can easily cut, that is good machinable metal. The metal which we called as a bad machinability, that cannot be cut easily with the help of single point cutting tool or multi point cutting tool. The fatigue is a mechanical property which having the property to absorb the vibrations, continuous vibrations. Then stiffness is the property of metal, that is a stickiness of metal, very hard to cut at one stroke, right? It is very hard to machine, that is the stiffness. Then hardness is a combination of all number of properties like strength, toughness, then brittleness, then machinability, then resilience, then creep. So hardness is the combination of number of mechanical properties. So all these 30 number of properties are very important, and all these properties plays very important role to understand the different applications of metal in different area of engineering. So that's all about the today's lecture. Let's see in the next lecture with new topic. Thank you very much.